We are having so much fun, and we know you're going to love our next guest. His name is Tony Walker, and he is a comedy guy. Comedy cures everything. So.
Absolutely. I had cancer at the age of 32, and I do believe that the laughter and the positive attitude got me through it just as much as the medications did, which led to the comedy troupe that I run called Knockem Comedy. We do dinner theater, murder mysteries, game shows, kid shows. You know, we're not stand-up or anything like that, just comedy shows, variety shows.
So you go to restaurants and where else? Like theaters?
Restaurants, private parties, corporate events, fundraisers. Did I say fundraisers?
Fundraisers, firehouses.
The comedy shows, they're murder mysteries, they're audience participation. It's a scripted show because, you know, there's clues and hints that have to go out, but it's not a don't blink or you'll miss something. It's not Agatha Christie. You know,
Right.
it's a comedy, it's lighthearted, but one of the characters does get killed,
Right.
and then the audience has to figure out who did it and why. And if it's a private party or a corporate event, we personalize it to fit, you know, their event.
Now, do you ask the audience for help with the mysteries? Or
Yeah, they solve it.
All by themselves.
Based on what they saw during the show, we even give them a little section where they can interrogate the suspects.
Oh, that's
and,
fun.
You know, so we'll deflect, deny, point fingers at other characters, but everybody makes the rounds throughout the whole room and talks to people.
The show is guaranteed. It's 100% guaranteed fun.
Totally.
Everywhere we go,
always.
everybody loves that show.
The audience they just get so involved, and there's just such a part of the show, and that makes it even better.
Other things that you do aside
Yeah,
from
we
mystery.
do game shows.
Oh, the game show, we have a podium with lights and buzzers and sounds, and it's basically
Like
a
a
trivia
family
game
feud.
show, or it could
Right.
be, you know, again, we ad-lib with that too, so they may want a trivia game show, but if we show up and they're a loud, boisterous group and they're a lot of fun, we could ask them to do funny physical challenges, or do some karaoke, or whatever, or name that tune, whatever we feel like doing, and they'll be willing to do, we'll take it there.
What movie introduced the phrase, "There's no crying in baseball"?
What letter comes after A? Yes, go ahead. B is correct!
Is there a favorite skit that you do that just still cracks you up every time you do it?
We do a lot of audience participation murder mystery shows, comedic murder mystery shows. And there's two shows. We have a mob show. We're in New York. You have to have the mob shows. And we have a redneck wedding, which is just
Oh, that I
it's
have
a
to come
lot
see
of
that
fun.
one.
You're welcome
Yeah!
anytime. Anytime. In fact, I even
Well,
brought
growing
you a
up in
shirt.
St. Louis, Missouri, I have to say, you did?
Oh, of course I did. That you will wear
Hey!
everywhere you go. In fact, I have a whole bunch. I'm giving one out to everybody.
Everywhere I go. Okay.
That's right.
There you go.
Knockem Comedy.
Oh,
we
that's
call it.
great.
Can I
Knockem
pretend I'm
Comedy.
drinking something here?
Excellent. Yeah, you can pretend like you're
Thanks,
drinking something.
I'm having fun on the set.
You know, we actually do put water in it when guests asks,
Just
we
not
do. But
this
if you
guest,
but if you don't ask ahead of time, wait, this one's full of water. You ready?
Nice.
1, 2, 3. All right, there you go.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
shows. I didn't.
No, I did. I told you.
hear any of this. This is all like completely new stuff. So weirdo. I feel like you need to move over more because the thing's right in your face. $10 seconds.
This is Govs Radio. Govs Radio.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, coming at you live from Governor's Comedy Club, the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. Thanks for joining us this morning. GovsRadio.com is the website. You can see our show there live right now.
Okay. Okay, we'll just do that for right now.
Bonaducci, and you are watching Govs Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more, the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by the Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge. Located in the heart of Roslyn Village at 1363 Old Northern Boulevard. Give them a call, 516-801-4963, and say hi to Nick. Fantastic food, great atmosphere, just a great time all around. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by the Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge. Located in the heart of Roslyn Village at 1363 Old Northern Boulevard. Give them a call, 516-801-4963, and say hi to Nick. Fantastic food, great atmosphere, just a great time all around. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Day Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully you'll get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
Good morning, everybody. Sorry we're starting a little late. Was having some technical issues here. Sorry. But we're good to go, and we're here. Thanks for joining us this morning on the Knockem Dead Comedy Podcast, coming at you live on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. Woo! Woo! It's Friday, baby. It's Friday. The Knockem Dead Comedy Podcast coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. That is where you'll see Vic DiBattista this weekend. That is where you'll see Jessica Kirson this weekend.
I don't think that's a real person.
She said she's coming anyway. We'll have to see. Or if you go down to Belmore at the brokerage, you'll see Joey Cola there this weekend. You can go to McGuire's out east in Bohemia. You'll see Chris Roach, who was on our show yesterday, hosted by the lovely Mary Capone.
Oh, cool.
Or if you're hanging around here at Governor's in Levittown, you can go to the Giggle Room, where you'll see Talia Reese and Roy George, and who knows who else is hanging out over there. But it's gonna be great.
Great.
This is working, right? You see it there?
Yeah.
All right, just making sure it's looking funky on the computer here. All right.
It's looking funky, baby.
Funky. So yeah, it's Friday.
So you said Jessica Kirson said she's coming, right?
Well,
we should realize that that's going to be a lie, because that's what every woman has ever told me.
Yep.
And it was never true.
Oh, that's what I was about to ask. Never true?
No.
Wow, never true.
Well, I don't know. Who cares?
you got yours.
Yeah, I came.
Hey, look at this beautiful studio we got with that nice big yellow rug. This studio could be yours if you'd like to just buy it. Or you can start your own podcast, or, if you're recording a commercial or some kind of, corporate thing.
Satanic ritual.
That's it. Yeah, you can have a church service in here. Or in the Giggle Room, you can have a religious service. Because we offer the Giggle Room as well as part of our package.
Ooh, nice
if you're
package.
doing a podcast, you want to record a podcast, you want to do it live, you need to record a video, and whether it's audio or video, we can do it. And we have Zoom capabilities and phone lines, which are open, by the way, and monitors and cameras and microphones and all that good stuff. Exactly.
Monitors and cameras.
So
microphones.
Contact us on our Facebook page, Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. That's the name of the Facebook page, as well as the YouTube channel. And please, right below me, share and like the show. Tell everybody you know about all the shows here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. We just started a new show this week. We got more shows coming your way soon. We have old shows, old people returning, supposedly, right? Domestic Disturbance said they're coming.
Yeah.
We even have other people from our past possibly returning. Ooh.
Well, what popped into my mind is the funniest, which I'm not going to say.
The best R-rated. Yeah,
That would be so funny.
I was not referring to that.
That would be incredible. Like
that would be without me here.
Well, I am huge into like making people hypocrites.
Yes,
because that would make him have to eat his.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, that would happen if I'm not here. And of course, don't forget Smokes, Drinks, and Insults. Another video premiered this morning about an hour ago. Head on over to that YouTube page, Smokes, Jokes, and Insults, and check out the latest clip from some hilarious comedians playing poker. All right. Are you there?
Yes. How you doing today?
Who's this? Santa Claus?
No, this is a drip. Remember I dripped on your floor today? Remember that?
I didn't get a word of that. Who is this?
The drip. Remember I dripped on your floor in the studios?
Oh, it's the drip. Andy, it's the drip.
Huh?
Andy, do you have the drip?
Listen, the drip is nothing to really joke about, Tony. It's do you know how they?
I'm sorry if I made a mess in the studios, but hey, I'll have to come down somewhere.
You have, yeah. Well, it came down on Andy's face.
Yeah, one time.
Oh well, I'm sorry about that, but hey, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'm kind of into that.
I had to come down somewhere, you know.
Yeah, no, I feel it.
It was raining too much. It was raining.
It was raining. Yeah, and it's raining. It was raining again this morning. So, but I don't see any drips here today.
Oh well.
Just on the
Sorry
phone.
about did you forgive me?
What's that?
Did you forgive me? I'm sorry if I made a mess in your studio.
Yes, we're very forgiving people here. We're not forgetful, but we're forgiving. Although it's starting to get a little thin.
Both forgetful and forgiving. And usually the forgiving comes from the forgetfulness.
Did I make a mess in your studio? Did I make the whole Did I make the whole thing wet? Or did I make just dripped?
When was the last time you asked that question to somebody?
Yeah. Do you even care if they're wet?
Did I make you wet?
Did I make a mess in the studio? Because I hope I did. I hope I made a nice blood in that thing.
You hope you made a nice mess in the studio. Well, no, because I would have to clean it up, which that just makes me want to puke.
With my tongue.
Well, I hope to come down more again because I don't like you guys. You guys are suck.
Yeah, we do.
Well, and that's why you make a mess, because from the sucking.
Enough sucking happens, is going to be a mess.
Well, yeah, I hope I can keep on going down because I don't like you guys. You guys are corny right now.
Oh, you sound like, are you related to a bowling pin?
No, I'm the drip.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a bowling pin they called here one time that
had a similar laugh.
Yes, almost exact.
Yes.
I mean, gun to my head, I would say it's exact.
Nope,
and I'm sure you want to put a gun to your head right now.
I have wanted to put a gun to my head for 3 minutes.
Did the floor was wet or wet too? I can remember. Was the floor wetty?
That's all I got.
Yeah.
I said, was the floor wet? The carpet was a little wet.
The carpet was not wet. Well, this carpet was not wet.
Oh,
and it does match the drapes. The carpet. The carpet matches the drapes.
I don't think. Son of a bitch.
Whoa, he's a cursing drip.
Wow.
Dang him. I wish I had made a mess.
Well, where do you plan on making a mess this weekend there, Mr. Drip?
Don't know yet. Maybe back in the studio, maybe I will.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
All right. We'll see about that.
Well, guess what?
What? Ho, ho, ho.
I got both of you again.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
This is amazing. You're like the Michael Jordan of call-in
Michael Jordan
people. Babe Ruth, whatever. You're a baseball guy. You're the Wayne Gretzky.
How you doing, Tony? What's going on with you, buddy? How you been, Tony?
Doing all right there. What are you doing today there, DJ?
I'm going to the Wolfgang Week tonight with my cousin tonight. So if you guys want to come on through, pals.
Very nice. That's down there in Mastic?
That's right. That's 10-4.
Now, are you playing, are you doing your DJ skills, or are you just skating and playing video games?
I'm going to play video games tonight, whatever. But good news, actually, Tony.
Good news. I'm listening.
Good news,
The
everyone.
news is now all next week. The Wolfgang Week is open all next week, Monday to Sunday.
All right. So does that mean you'll be spinning your tunes?
I don't know yet. I'm going to go there tonight and find out tonight.
So you're going there every day next week anyway?
I don't know because that one night is for the kids and stuff like that. It's Monday night.
Yeah, you stay away from the kids.
Yeah, hell yeah. I don't need to go there.
Well, it's court ordered, so.
We're going to enjoy. I heard that.
All right, well, very nice. You enjoy yourself and have a great weekend. You going to start our weekend off with a song?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I can't wait.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice one, too, actually.
Oh, a nice one.
Oh, good.
It's a great one, actually. But it's
Tired of all the bad
one.
ones.
Okay, I got one. It's really cool, actually. You'll like this one. It's really cool.
I'm sure.
Here we go.
Okay.
It goes like this. It goes like this. It goes, well, my name is DJ D-Love, and the place to be. You want to see me at the Wolfgang Week? Come on through. I like some friends come out there today. Not some dead people. Come on out there. They're from New York, from Long Island. Come on through. You know what I mean? I need some friends to hang out tonight. Because you know why? I am DJ D-Love. I am the master of the DJs. You know what I'm saying? Come on through. Let me tell you something. Shut up over there, hype man. You know what I'm saying? I want to let you guys know I'll be there at night, 8:30 tonight. 8:30 from 12 o'clock tonight. So, if you want to come through and see how the Red Master DJ Love, come on through. My name is the Master DJ D Love in the building. There you go.
Well done as always. Well done. You all right? So have a great weekend. Have a great time.
Oh, another thing too. Another announcement too, Tony. My cousin is moving to Atlanta soon.
Moving to Atlanta?
Yeah, so he's going to do some action movies, I guess. So
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff down there.
Well, you're talking about Tom?
Yep.
He's moving down there for good, or just going down there to film a movie? Then he's coming back.
He's going to do a movie and he's going to come back.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you scared me because you said moving, so I thought
Right.
he was moving there permanently.
No, he's moving down there for a little while and he's going to come back.
Oh, all right, good. Oh, I hope he has a great time.
Yeah,
that'll
I'm
be
going to
that's
make
cool.
one more announcement before I leave.
Yep.
You guys, all you guys get on Knockem Dead. You hear me very well. Tonight I'll be at Wolfgang Week at 8:30 tonight, and all you guys want to see the Master DJ we loves, come on and say hello. And you can take pictures and send them on the Instagram. That's what I got to say to you guys.
Take pictures and put them on Instagram.
Yep.
Wow. All right. Well,
Nice.
Sounds good. Have a great time tonight and take care of that cough, and have a great weekend, pal.
There's one more thing I wanted to say.
Yes.
You have a blessed weekend, Tony. If you
You
look
too.
at my pictures I send you, I hope you did, because I send you a nice little comment today on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I said, I hope the phones are open, and guess what? My day came true. You know what I'm saying?
No, what
Thank
you're
you
saying.
very much, Tony. You're very nice. Welcome.
Good.
And also, Andrew,
Yo.
I'm saying one more thing to you. Thanks to Hype Man. Let's go, Hype Man. Do this.
Did he just
Yeah,
say
yeah.
you're a hot man? Did he just...
Hype.
Oh, I heard
And
hype.
there's
I
one
thought-
more thing I'd like to say before you
Yes.
suckers out there.
Go ahead.
Hello, Felix. I know you're watching. Seeing the box. All you suckers.
Suckers! DJ D-Love checking in. Very nice. Andrew Fremder says DJ should have done the halftime show. And Josh Goldman says he loves himself some Andrew
That's a buddy of
Pease.
mine from growing up.
Very nice. Everybody loves a little bit of Andrew P.
Yeah, we do.
I had some Andy P. Just before the show started. All right, so I think I got all the announcements out of the way. Thank goodness. Oh, you know what? Just one.
No.
One I didn't do, and then we'll talk to Andy. Andy's got some things to talk about.
Oh, well, that is not like...
No.
It's like incidental stuff.
That
Not
DJ
that
just
I'm
puts
bored
you
or
aside.
anything.
Don't forget, April 1st, the Giggle Room here at Governor's in Levittown. Get yourself some reservations to check out a hilarious mob-themed murder mystery. Knockem Dead Comedy performing for you guys right here in the Giggle Room. Govs.com, baby. That's the website to order your to make your reservations and to see Governor's full schedule and make your reservations for all their shows. There you go.
Cool.
We'll see you there. Okay, so you had some stuff you want to talk
All
about.
right. Well, I guess I'll just jump straight into the one thing is I know, and I talk about it in my act of like having daughters and really not having too much. My mom raised us, but my mom wasn't particularly feminine.
Okay.
You know, like she just was like push on through parent. That's what my brother and I always said. Like she was parent. Female cousins. The next cousin that was a female was like 7 years younger than me.
Okay.
So like just not having female, feminine, anything. So it's weird being the dad to girls.
Okay.
So it's fun and whatnot. But the other day, I guess I should probably set this up a little bit by my kids love to watch. There are these series of rap battles.
Okay.
But it's like I showed them epic rap battles of history. Have you ever watched any of those?
Can't say that I have.
Epic rap battles of history. And they take like two.
It's Beansy.
Oh.
All right. I don't understand. All right, I'm gonna have to. Do you feel like you have to call after DJ?
It's the only way he can finish.
Not really. I just wanted to call real fast. Say have a happy weekend.
Oh,
have a
you
good
too.
weekend, and see you guys and talk to you guys on Monday.
Oh,
Bye.
okay.
All right, man.
Bye bye. That was all right.
So yeah, what the epic rap battles of history does is they take like two historic figures, and they have them battle each other.
Oh, so they're not real.
Great. No.
Oh, I'm
it's
not
hilarious.
familiar with this. That's really funny.
And then because it's almost like it kind of goes down the same road drunk history goes down.
Okay.
It's good. Like the guys who make it, it's hilarious. Go on YouTube, epic rap battles of history. But they also do ones, and I think these are just knockoff other people, where they take like fictional characters and put them up against each other. Now, you would have to know that My Little Pony was up against Pokemon.
That's very
one
funny.
time. So
I'm going to say Pokemon won.
No, well, that's you get to vote. Like that's you watch it, and then afterwards, who won? Who lost? Tell us in the comments. So anyway, Charlotte's sitting there, and she's trying to tell me like a story. Kids always like to tell you a story about how awesome they are. So she's telling me how awesome she and her friends are, and she's like, and we walk around, and we all have scripper names for each other.
Scripper?
And I'm
What's
like,
a scripper?
I go, hey, I
scared.
let her go. I didn't react. I never react when it's something like this because I don't want to.
I let them finish their story before I react.
Create any kind of like, ooh, I can get the old man that way.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So she's like, I go, I'm sorry. What's that word you said? She's like, scripper, and I'm like, okay, what is a scripper? And she goes, oh, remember the rap battle between My Little Pony and Pokemon? And the Pokemon guy said, you all have scripper names? Because that's like, if you My Little Pony, all of their names could totally be stripper names.
Oh, is that right? I'm not
Yeah.
familiar with their names. I don't know who this is. So, all right. Sorry, I don't mean to.
No.
We'll continue it, though. Or maybe they have something to add to that story. You're live on the Knockem Dead Comedy Podcast. Who's this?
Oh, Tony, I forgot to tell you, on April 1st, I will be out there. I'll be at the watch. I'll be coming.
Okay, sounds good. I'll be coming before.
I will have two staff coming with me, and I think I have another guy coming. I'm not too sure yet.
Oh wow,
sounds good. Thank you.
All right, so I'll see you April Fool's Day. Oh, where's it gonna be at?
At Governor's in Levittown.
All right, good. No problem. I'll see you then.
All right, great.
Bye.
Suckers. All right, so
good thing because we only have the entire month of March before we get to April 1st.
Right. Yes.
Which is like a week and a half, 2 weeks away. Is March?
Oh,
begins.
yeah, week
But
and a
anyway,
half, yeah.
I digress.
So My Little Pony characters are all
And
stripper
she
names.
says stripper, and what is said is stripper names, and I'm like stripper, and then I realized I'm like, don't you like I have to intercede.
Oh yeah.
But I now have, like, I have to tell them because Daphne's right there. Like, it's not like she's somewhere else and I could get by on. But anyway, I go, okay, that's not, the word is stripper. She goes, oh.
Oh, they thought it was scripper?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She goes, what does that mean? And I'm like,
oh, my goodness.
All right. There are women that take off their clothes for men for money. And she just gave me like the like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I know we live in a crazy world. Like, it's funny because I'm not like really a strip club guy. It's not like I haven't been to strip clubs. That's never my first choice.
Same here. I enjoy them, but yeah, it's not.
It's usually not even on the list. But if somebody
okay.
says, let's go, hey, you want to go to the strip club? All right. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a bar. It's just another bar. An expensive.
I was about to say a bar where you're spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
Hello, I will intercede here. That was your explanation there? You didn't say, and sometimes men take off clothes for women too?
No, I did not. Because, and it's, I didn't need to go that deep. I needed to just, if I had to, if she was like, what are you talking about? I'd been like, all right, well, men do it too. And like,
right.
But in this case, this is specifically about female strippers because, like, Twilight Sparkle is one of the names of the My Little Pony.
That's definitely a stripper name.
Right. So,
wow.
So you get an idea.
Yeah.
Pinkie Pie.
No.
That's my favorite. She's great.
Pinkie Pie?
Daphne is exactly like Pinkie Pie on My Little Pony.
That's really one of the names?
The modern My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, is awesome. It is a really great show.
Oh.
I am this close to being a brony. Do you know what a brony is?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's a dude who's into My Little Pony.
Oh, okay.
Like an adult male. Bro name. Yeah. But I don't
I should do that. Tony the Brony.
Yeah, that dude. I will say that I came very close in a period of time when they were very into it, where I started becoming attracted to a couple of
Pinkie Pie.
Pinkie Pie, yes.
I would love a little Pinkie Pie for lunch.
Who was the other one that she was the white one. God damn it. I can't remember. Anyway, she was like the fashion one. But what do you call it? So yeah, so that, and then like it made me reminded me of like we have this pole and the girls are always swinging on it in the middle. It's a structural pole.
Yeah, a lot of basements have it.
Right, and that's basically what our downstairs is like half basement.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always hey, get off the pole. And I hope that's the last time I have to tell you that. Like it's my own joke to myself.
Yep.
Layers upon layers. And I just want someday for them to be like, they're somewhere, and they go, oh my God, my dad was totally.
That's why he said
kept telling us to get off the pole.
So how was her reaction? Like she understood it eventually, or
yeah, she was like, okay, no, we'll stop. We won't. We're not going to do that anymore.
And you didn't bring up the poll, right?
No.
Okay,
no,
yeah, because you want them now
least,
to enjoy it
it's like
and not think about that.
The least amount of information to get her to the point where she's going to say stop.
Yep.
And so that was that ended up working out all right. So yeah.
I was just talking about this the other day with my son, and I don't remember why how we got into it, but we were laughing about when I had to sit and have the talk with him, and I had to explain to him what oral sex is. Now
you didn't have to do it though.
Right. I said, son, let's watch this tape.
Why'd you have to do it? We're very popular this morning.
Yeah, a lot of calls coming in.
Whole week of pent-up calls.
Good morning. You're live on the air. Who's this?
I was just curious. After you got done explaining about the little pony thing, did you play Goodbye Horses?
I don't know what that is.
You never saw Silence of the Lambs, and he does the tuck and plays Goodbye Horses.
That's called Goodbye Horse. Is that a song?
We're moving on. I love you, Andy. I'll talk to you later. Have a great weekend. Bye.
I love you, Bose.
I didn't hear the horn. Yes. Thanks for calling, Bose. Yeah, so and I don't remember if it was on the air or just me and Sallie talking to ourselves, but it was just sometime this week, and I was saying to her how I don't agree with 5th graders going to middle school.
Okay.
To me, there's a big difference of maturity from when you're graduating 5th grade to when you're graduating 6th grade. My son being a huge example of that. Graduating middle school, if I had a choice, if we could go back, I probably would have. The mistake was we should have started him at school a year later. He was, he had some hyperactivity issues, and he wasn't wasn't mature.
When's his birthday? Is it later in the year?
Yep,
too?
you're what, November 15th?
Yeah.
He's November 26th.
Oh, my Daphne is the 29th.
Oh, okay. So and we put him in that year. So he's probably the youngest in his class. In fact, one of his close friends in school his birthday was just 2 weeks before him, but the previous year.
Right.
So we should have kept him back. But anyway, so he's a very young for his age and very young for his age group, and he's moving up to middle school. So he was, so he's only at that point, maybe just turning 11. I don't even remember at this point.
Something like that. Because 4th grade 10, 5th grade 11. Yeah.
Yeah, but so that's what I mean. I think. Yeah, I'll have to do that math in my head. I don't want to bore you guys with that, but he may have been turning 11 in 6th grade. All right, whatever it is. But anyway, he's very young, but I didn't want him going to middle school without knowing this stuff. And they started in 5th grade. Even the school started showing, discussing these topics.
Right, health.
Yeah. So I was going off that, and he was, and we had some problems with some kids on our block who were bullying him and whatnot. So I figured if they're all going to be on the bus, going to middle school, I needed him to know what they were talking about.
Right.
Because there was a little bit of that just within the first few days of school. That somebody said something to him. I don't remember what it was, and he had no clue what they were saying, what they were talking about. So I just remember having to have that chat with him.
Right.
And when I explained to him what oral sex was, because same thing, you don't want to ruin the poll. You want the kids to play and just have fun. So now here I am trying to be as basic as I can, but to get him to understand.
Right.
When I explained oral sex, the look on his face, and he actually went like this. Like the terror.
Not your mouth. I mean, if you want to, that's going to be fine. But what I'm telling you about...
what
I did with your mom all the time. She couldn't get it out of her mouth.
In fact, I got to cut this conversation short. It was just awful. It was awful, but you have to though. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Well, there was a couple of years ago. She's very into reading, and she's very advanced for her age. I hate the brag kind of thing, but she really is like a voracious reader. And she's very into manga now, and so now we're having to teach ourselves about manga.
Oh.
And my wife was like, "Hey, they have ratings on the back." But I was talking to the girl. This girl had her entire face was pierced, several different colored hair.
Oh wow.
Crazy stripper boots, and she was working at Newberry Comics in Smith Haven Mall. And so she gave my wife the complete rundown of how to, you do have to go through almost every page, because their view of nudity is not as strict.
It's not as taboo
as ours. Which is funny, because I always say that. I'm always I'm totally okay with showing them a ton of violence. But if there's a random titty in a scene, I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. Guess we're moving on now.
It is weird. My son's 21 now. And just this past week, we watched Lethal Weapon 2. I love the Lethal Weapon. There's
a great sex scene in that.
There is a good sex scene with Patsy Kensit, who...
I love Patsy Kensit.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, she's beautiful. And, there's a lot of boobies.
Yeah.
Her boobies, which is fine with me. And it was fine with me when I saw it for the first time as a 16-year-old kid.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm sitting there with my son. He's 21. And honestly, as a kid who wants to get into film, I don't think it even phases him. He always talks about the lighting and the camera angle and the filters, and he goes on and on about that stuff. I mean, not once have I ever seen him kind of react to a boobie. And he's not gay.
No,
not
I
that
know.
there'd be anything wrong with that.
I'm
sure he's probably keeping it at bay because
that could
he's
be
watching
him thinking about baseball.
Right. But it is weird, regardless of his reaction. It's still weird for me, even though he's 21 now. It's weird for me to watch a movie, and it wasn't like, I mean, you saw the boobie, but it was part of the love scene. It wasn't like constant close. It wasn't like watching porn,
right?
You know.
No.
So there's a big difference, but it's still it is. So I just sit there all quiet. I'm just watching the scene. I'm like, okay, let's. Now I'm actually saying to myself, let's get this over with now. Let's get past the boobie, which, you know, I never thought I'd ever say in my life.
Right.
But yeah, it's a weird thing.
The Conan the Barbarian was on like Sundance or something like a year or so ago, and Charlotte was sitting there watching because I'm like, this is actually a great movie. Like, it's This is an entertaining movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't going to win any awards or anything like that, but this is the kind of movie that people love. So we're watching it, and I totally forgot about this scene. When the witch, it's after he's been released, and he's sort of roaming around, and he finds I think it's like the day before. No, it's not the day. He's just found the sword.
Okay.
He falls into that tomb, finds the sword, goes out, and there's a storm coming, and he comes to this witch's house who's like, come inside. And he goes inside, and they totally bang. Like almost graphically, as like 1981 graphic.
Really?
Which was actually a lot looser than in the upcoming years. And I'm like, fuck. Like, to find the remote and be like, okay, let's just wait until the end of that scene, because right after that is when he meets his buddy with the archer.
Okay.
Is a prisoner of hers. And he doesn't see him until he's leaving. He's tied up.
You just watch this whole thing.
He's tied up on the side of the house. He's like, what the? This is my favorite. I love, because people who are big fans of Conan the Barbarian, and you could just tell especially with having played football, like those guys. Every guy was like a massive fan. And the line that I always like to quote was like, why are you crying? He is Conan. He will not cry. So I cry for him. Because like those guys, they're like, yeah!
That's really funny.
That's my guy. And then the one where he's like, Conan, what is good in life? To crush your enemy, to have him driven before you, to hear the lamentations of his women and children. My buddy, my roommate in Korea, made those up for like every one of our friends. like we all had one. Andy, what is good in life? To drink a lot. To go visit my wife on the weekend. Yeah, you got it right, man.
I don't know why, I laughed my ass off at his Super Bowl commercial when he
it was good.
When he was singing Electric Avenue. We're going to rock down to Electric Avenue.
The first one he was in, when he was getting coffee, that was like, I was like, oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah, yeah.
It took a dip, but it ended.
It wasn't the worst. It was amusing. It was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't, because sometimes you see him, these people are like embarrassing themselves. It's so bad. But this one was okay. But then when he was singing that at the end, plus the fact he had Selma Hayek.
Well, yeah, it's funny
she
because
still looks good.
when I talk about like I do want my kids to see like there are movies that I just absolutely love, because and when you're young, you define yourself by music, and some people go on and like music is what they identify with. Movies have definitely always been that for me.
Mm-hmm.
So like in my head, I'm always struggling is when am I just gonna tell them to watch, or am I gonna watch with them movies like Quentin Tarantino movies, True Romance, and then not a Quentin Tarantino movie, though he acts in it,
right?
Dusk Till Dawn.
Well, True Romance isn't his either, right?
He wrote it. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, he wrote it. He didn't direct
that's
it.
That's the first.
Okay. I knew he was involved. I couldn't remember how.
That's his first script that was made into a movie. He wanted to direct it, but they were like, you haven't directed anything. Then he made Reservoir Dogs, and
From Dusk Till Dawn was after Reservoir Dogs?
Oh yeah, like a few years after. I was in Reservoir Dogs came out like 89, 90, 91, something like that.
Was that long ago?
And
Holy
then
crap.
Dusk Till Dawn was like 95, 96, something like that, because I was in North Dakota for that.
I like that movie, From Dusk Till Dawn.
But yeah, Reservoir Dogs is what got him
right. Yeah,
like able to direct big movies.
From Dusk Till Dawn, 1996.
Yeah, no, 96. That's a.
Is that what you said?
I said 95 or 96.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's Reservoir Dogs is the one that I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's like early 90s. 92 even. 91, 92. I think
1992.
I was in high school when it came out. And it was like a revelation for like me and my friends that were into that kind of shit.
Yeah, Reservoir Dogs is great.
I don't want to be Mr. Pink. It sounds like Mr. Pussy.
Well,
Long Island's own. Full
circle. Pink pie.
Pinkie
Mr.
Pie.
Pink.
Yeah, I'm into it. I don't tip. No. This is a woman who has made choices in her life that has led her to this job where I have to subsidize her lifestyle.
Yeah, and it's funny you mention that too, because not this past Christmas, the Christmas before, I bought my son a box set of Tarantino movies, and I said, we definitely have to watch this. And, for whatever reasons, we never, we just hardly got to it. But so we've only done Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction because we're going in order.
Right.
We watched Pulp Fiction. The first thing I had was his mouth when it was over. What was that about? I'm like, I'm not really sure, but it's great.
It is fantastic. Like that's the movies that I remember like watching in the middle of the night.
Oh, it's one of those, whenever it's on, you just keep it on. Doesn't matter where it is.
Well, I mean, his influences, like even like when he hit and he was getting interviewed and everything, I was like, oh my God, I want to be that. Like,
oh yeah.
I want to be this guy. He's coming from exactly where I'm coming from.
Well, you don't want to be completely him. I saw him on Broadway. Him and Marissa Tomei did Wait Until Dark. Which, have you ever seen Wait Until Dark?
No.
I love it as a play. The movie was okay. Richard Crenna was made in the 60s. Richard Crenna and what's her name? I'm having a brain fart. Huge actress. Whatever. So
Rebel Wilson.
Close. Marissa Tomei was fantastic.
Yeah.
Tarantino was horrible. Horrible. I was so mad.
He's not
walking
really
out of the theater.
Like he can act in his movies.
Yeah, like he was good in Pulp Fiction, great in Django,
and other people's movies who are of his ilk, like Richard Rodriguez, which is From Dusk Till Dawn. So like I actually would not see that as a draw.
Right.
Him, because it'd be like, Marissa Tomei I would definitely want to see.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like because I fucking love those movies, and I'm like, there's some really terrible shit in there that.
Oh yeah.
Like you don't even realize. But I also have been bringing my girls along of being like, hey, that's fantasy,
Right.
imagination, all that other stuff. Like
Movies have always had violence and sex. It's just a matter of how graphic.
Right. And none of it is real.
Right. Right.
They may have been inspired by real things, but even when they say based on a true story, most of it is going to be horseshit.
Correct.
So it's just the way it is. Everything's made up.
Yep.
So yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But that was that's what I wanted to bring up is I had to explain to Charlotte what a stripper is. That was Thursday.
But there were two things.
Yeah. Oh God, no. What is going on? Oh, yeah. Well, this I kind of held this back because I want the surprise factor.
Okay.
Last Saturday night, I spent at Stony Brook University Hospital. Again.
Again?
Yeah, it was. I definitely have something like GI, gastrointestinal. That's. Look at me burping. But yeah, it was pretty terrible because it's so uncomfortable, so painful, and then like it takes a while, and it's funny because it's happened. This is the second time this has happened within like a month or two, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
And so I know that if they give me morphine, it's going to settle it down. Maybe not completely get rid of it, but like I really just want to get to the morphine part. But you can't say that.
Right. Right.
Like pain scale. I am a pain scale adherent because I have a family of nurses.
Right.
Like, so they're always like, everybody comes in. They
always say 10.
10, yeah. You know, if you read the thing, it actually says pass out. like every day you pass out from the pain. Like,
Yeah.
So I always try to keep it. So I'm like 7.
So, all right, well, let's backtrack. So you were, what, at home? And it just, were you in bed like last time and it just came out?
No, it wasn't in bed. I was, I had been out to dinner, and it was on the way home. I was like,
oh right. Out in Westchester?
Mount Sinai.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. I thought you went out to your brother's or something. Or am I mixing that
No.
up?
It was my mother. I brought my mom, and I think it was for both their birthdays. Yeah, I guess so. That's November. It was like the first week of November.
Okay.
And we went out to eat, and on the way home, I'm like, I can't wait to get home and shit this out.
Right.
Because shitting solves that. Shitting and napping are kind of like my self-care program. Like, I got a splinter. Let me go shit and take a nap.
At the same time?
Yes. Oh, God. It's happening.
That would be kind of cool, actually. You just take a nap and you wake up and find a nice dump and like you feel good in many ways.
One of the things I occupy my time with when I'm having a long shit is thinking about where I would put the bed if I only had like a bathroom as an apartment. Like I have a whole thing worked out. I'm like, it would be a loft bed. And have the ladder here. The sink would still be here. Obviously, the bathtub.
So, all right. So this weekend you're having pain.
Perhaps I've gone too far. But it's true though.
Oh, I believe it.
It's true. So yeah, like I
did you eat again? Was it?
Yeah, it's funny because like it's like I get mind wiped. When this shit happens, because it's like, what'd you eat? At least like dinner with my parents was like, there were other people there who were like, yeah, you had the clam chowder like we had the clam chowder. You had the chicken parmesan like we had the chicken parmesan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, so it's not that. It's me. It's not you food. It's me. But we're not breaking up though. I'll be better. So yeah, it was just like really bad. This time Becca drove me. I didn't take an ambulance ride. And she just dropped me off at the emergency room. And I go there, I'm like, yeah, I'm just like in a lot of pain. I should have said something about a heart attack. No.
Yeah, right.
If I said that, like my mom, who was a nurse for many, many years, there was one time she was driving home. She worked at a nursing home in Kings Park. She's driving back to Port Jeff Station. And she's like, she calls me and she's like, hey, I was driving home. But the snow's getting really bad out there. And she had like a minivan.
Right.
I don't feel comfortable, so I stopped at Stony Brook. All right, so I'm going in. I'm going to get a cup of coffee. Can you come and get me? And I had the Subaru all-wheel drive. I'm like, yeah, I'll be there. Stony Brook's right around the corner. My mom's around the corner, but in the other direction. She doesn't feel comfortable. Dun, 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 dun. So I pick her. I go to pick her up. She gets in, and I'm like, oh, well, I bet you're real happy you're going to get to sleep in your own bed tonight. And she goes, yeah, well, I said, a chair would suck. She goes, yeah, I wouldn't sleep in the chair. She goes, I've been around hospitals my whole life, Andy. I would have told them I was having chest pains. And they would have gotten me a room. So, yeah. That's that.
All right, so what did they do this time?
It's the same thing that they did the last time.
Did you spend the night again?
I did spend the night.
Jeez.
I left like 7 o'clock in the morning. It was was snowing. It was when it snowed.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. So now what? Do you gotta?
Well, this ends up being funny because it's like the GI, which I had an appointment a year ago with a GI doctor. I made an appointment to have a colonoscopy and endoscopy, spit roast, if you will. And I'm like, could you do it at the same time? Because I will come like a fucking mountain lion. So they scheduled me for like this Thursday, right? And I'm like, I sat there with the girl, and I'm like, oh no, I'm looking at my phone. How about she's giving me dates, and I go, oh, okay, yeah, that Thursday is great. Go home. A couple weeks later, I get a letter in the mail that says, we're canceling that. It's on a Tuesday, which with work and everything, I was like, I can't be out of commission for basically Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Like
Right.
Those are the only 3 days at that time we were working.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I was like, you know what, cancel it then, because I said, hey, when I called him, I'm like, hey, when I made this appointment, it's not like I made the like I just sent you and said, I'm coming in for my colonoscopy on this day. Your person was like looking at her computer. She asked me. I said yes. But they're like, oh yeah, no, we just don't do them on Thursdays. Like, and my wife had hers on a Thursday. I'm like, you can't say that you don't have them on Thursdays, but I think it's because of all of my special needs as a diabetic and heart attack survivor.
So you're saying then you're gonna now be proactive and make the appointment?
I have made the appointment, and they're like, oh, it's really far out, July 11th.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So what do you think? You'll have like maybe 3 or 4 more episodes before
Hopefully. Morphine's good.
Why so far away?
They said they're all booked up or whatever. I'm like, and I could hear the smug self-satisfaction in the nurse that called me, because I was talking to the appointment lady called, and she was like, hey, I got a message, I have to call you, and and I'm like, yeah. And then she's like, well, they didn't write anything down here. I'm going to have to get the nurse to call you. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, whatever. So then when the nurse calls, she's like, hi, I'm supposed to be on an appointment with Andrew Fulgano. Yeah, that's me. She goes, so when do you want it? I'm like, first available. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, whenever the first available is.
Yeah.
July 11th. I'm like, okay, then. That's...
Wow.
So then I sent a message to my my primary, being like, hey, I was wondering if you could help me out. Because I figure it's better to make the appointment and have it get moved than not have the appointment and...
Yep. Agreed.
So he's been trying to call me for a couple of days, but...
so you're going to ask him if he can move it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my anxiety is he keeps calling, and they keep leaving messages. And the way I am, I'm like, I can't talk to them right now. So who knows if it's going to happen. Well, I have a primary appointment like next month, so at least by then.
Friender. The last time I had a colonoscopy, I left the hospital with tinnitus because I think the doctor lost his ring in me. And then the other one time my father told me that if I masturbate too much, I'll go blind. I replied, Dad, I'm over here. That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Is that one of yours?
That's a good one.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
The other one,
I should have, yeah.
But I'm kind of like Larry David in that commercial.
Yeah.
I think this is a miss.
I see they're speaking of Larry David, they're coming out with some documentary about his life on HBO.
Seinfeld?
Yeah, right. It's 5 minutes.
It's like
Saturday Night Live failed. Seinfeld scored.
Click here, brings you to Netflix.
Yeah,
it's
right.
the Seinfeld. So that's all the excitement from my neck of the woods.
Wow. Well, I hope the doctor moves it up. Moves it up. Moves it up. Makes
Moves
it later.
it deeper.
Right? Moves it.
You sick.
In. Moves it closer.
My next colonoscopy is going to be a virtual visit. From her.
Yeah, and at that time, and I've been trying to work this joke into my act because my wife and I went like within a week of each other to see the GI doctor, and we both scheduled our appointments, but they were like couple of weeks apart from each other, and I was like, we should have scheduled a couples colonoscopy.
That's hot.
It'd have been great, but only if a girl is doing both of us. I don't want to see a guy ramming anything up your ass.
You know, it actually reminds
me. Wait a second. Actually, maybe I do. Do you like black guys?
Like I do? Just last week, a friend of mine had reached out to me. She goes, I was getting my massage, and I was talking to the girl giving me the massage, and of course, you know, that's the only sentence I saw for like 5 minutes. And sure enough, in the text, she follows it with, "Get your mind out of the gutter." And she starts talking about how she was talking to her friend. She was talking to the masseuse about her friend who has been going without meat. So they're talking back and forth.
So this is a lesbian porn.
Well, right, that's the thing. And this is a close friend, so she knows, you know, she's heard all my lesbian jokes. And I've said it to her a million times about her and Sallie getting together. You know, I'm predictable. I do that stuff all the time.
Right.
So
death, taxes, Tony talking about lesbians.
Pretty much, yeah. And French fries. So she's telling me that they're now discussing it, and my friend said she mentioned how something about, you know, he's been grouchy without his eating meat, and but which is hard for him because he does comedy. And she said the masseuse then stopped. She goes, "You talking about Tony Walker?" And then I even said, I go, "This is it right there." I said, "You're having lesbian sex while you guys are thinking about me." I was like, "That's it. My life is complete."
Did you immediately come?
I read it, 8 times over. But I had a field day with that. That's all I got.
That's it.
So, and you feel fine in between. It's just the episode happens, and then you. Yeah. Would you even go to the hospital next time? Because you're like, "Oh, this."
Oh yeah, because I can't.
You need the morphine. That's the only thing that
to stop.
Works.
Like it is so bad. Like, and since it's the 2 times it's happened in the evening.
Right.
And this time, actually, it was quicker to go.
Well, because you knew what was coming.
Because it was approximately around the same time of the day where it was happening. But the other time, I waited until like 9 or 10 o'clock at night to go. This time, it was 6, and it was like, "Could you just drive me to the hospital?"
Wow.
And then I think she tried to recreate when we went, she was pregnant with Daphne, and because Daphne was born at Stony Brook, and we were living in that house, how I drove her to Stony Brook. But there's this one part, 347 in Nichols Road intersect. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a pond path, which has been there forever. Kind of cuts across Nichols and then curves and cuts across 347. But years ago they actually made it so that you can't get to Pond Path, but you can go from Pond Path onto 347.
Okay.
So there's just this guardrail and like a little patch of grass that's right there, and you can exit onto Pond Path or you can exit out, and that's that. So what I had done was I was going 90 miles an hour. I was coming up. The light, I knew I wasn't going to make the light. There were cars in front of me, so I went and I drove over the grass onto the ramp onto 347, which that lane turns into the turning lane to go onto Nichols. I needed to be in that lane anyway.
Okay.
But like...
Right.
And...
the baby just plopped out.
Right. Well, yeah, that was a hole with the first one with Charlotte. We went to our favorite Indian restaurant. They told us, we've had many people leave straight from here, go to the hospital. It was literally around the corner from Stony Brook. We have had many people go directly. They eat our food, go directly to...
I don't know if that's something I want to tell my customers.
Because of the spiciness or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, for Charlotte, we did that. We walked around the mall, the Smith Haven Mall. Then we went down Port, and we walked around down Port. Then, I mean, of course, because at that time you're reading up on a lot of these things,
sure.
and you're hearing from other people, like a bumpy car ride. So I went to like where I knew because the road floods in Port Jeff, Belterre, technically Belterre.
Oh yeah, mhm.
And so we drove all over these hills and everything. I'm going fast over the hills, and she's laughing until we got to Crystal Brook Hollow Road and started going down it, and I was going like 50 miles an hour down this. And when we were living in Middle Island at the time, and we were living in condo development thing, and so every time we would start getting close to a speed bump, I would actually fucking floor it. She'd be like, all right, just stop. Yeah, that night, because we were trying. That was February 29th. Because we were trying to get it that she could be born on February 29th, so we wouldn't have to pay for any.
You only pay for birthdays every 4 years?
Every 4 years. This is great. And what? I'm only on the hook for 0, 4, 8, 12, 16, so 5 birthdays. Because 20, it's like, no, go fucking drink beers in the parking lot with your friends.
That's right. So she did that with you this weekend? She drove that route?
No, but she didn't have the confidence to go over the grassy patch.
But she was trying to. So all these years later, she was like, she had that in mind, like, someday I'm going to drive that for him. I'll get that.
She's memento. She didn't remember. She was just trying to drive as fast as she could.
Damn.
Good times.
Well, I hope they give you the test. I
Oh.
hope you get tested quicker.
The other thing, I'm not going to, well, maybe I will show some of them.
You've been topless on our show before.
I think
you
can see and I have them all over the place, is I
hate those things.
Hate having to take them off. And so I'll leave them. So yesterday is the first day where I was, because that was Saturday night into Sunday. So since Sunday, I had them on me. Which I shower downstairs. This bathroom, it's called Daddy's bathroom.
Makes sense.
Because, hey, Daddy. But nobody else uses it except the shit in. So I come out with just the towel on because I got to go upstairs and get my clothes. And my wife's like, so I was... Because it's jarring. They're all like these big white with like metal. It's like I had like metal nipples.
Yeah. Fembots.
And white areola with metal nipples.
Yep.
So
that's too bad. You should have kept them on today and taken them off right here.
Thought
on the
about
show.
it, but because it was so warm yesterday, I started getting itchy. I'm like, ugh. And this time, because just rip it off. It's like a bandage. No.
No, there's a science to it.
There is. There's a guy named Dan Arley who is a professor down at Duke University.
Then he charges.
Well,
hourly.
He's got a mouth like a velvet glove.
Oh, nice.
But he grew up in Israel, and he was in a house fire, and over 80% of his body was burnt.
Oh, my goodness.
And so he had to spend months in a hospital, and they had to keep on dressing and undressing and whatnot. And so, a lot of the nurses, just quickly and whatnot. So it's no wonder that this guy went into the psychological aspects of pain and like how pain affects us.
Yeah.
And he has a TED Talk, Dan Arley, Ariely. It's really cool because it talks about like if you do have any kind of chronic pain or if you're in some kind of pain, some of the things that he says you can almost kind of hack your own body to not feel the pain as much. But like his research was actually that you go very slow, take a lot of breaks, and if there's somebody else there with you, that they talk softly to you and like it's okay. All right, are we good for now? All right, we'll just. It's time though. Nurses have to go do a fucking million things.
Right.
Like they don't have the time to actually do that.
Right.
So here I was. I had a razor blade because they were so stuck on there. Had a razor blade and I would just kind of get the corner of them, like in the mirror.
Oh.
So there's a couple of cuts I got myself, and she's like, "Did it hurt?" I'm like, "It only hurt a little bit." Oh, when you cut yourself? This is Becca saying this to me. Yeah. I go, no, actually, that didn't fucking hurt at all. I used a razor blade, which, if you know anything about super sharp things, is you don't actually feel it.
Yeah.
Like it just.
So. Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, I wouldn't be able to. Yeah,
so those were my two things.
Oh, okay.
Strippers.
And cutting myself.
And probably gallbladder things.
Yeah.
It's hot. I know. You want me. Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. That's for Bozy. And then horses something or other. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. My favorite version of that is actually the Wilson sisters.
The Wilson, as in
Hart.
Oh. I love Hart. I do. I love them.
Ann and Nancy.
What a voice Ann Wilson has.
My
God.
It's so funny to me, like enforcing norms and shit. When I was in third grade, we had pen pals in Texas.
Okay. Mark
White.
White.
Forcing to and like I was, I don't know. I walk to school every day. I hate everybody. Everybody hates me. But my pen pal, it was a dude.
Yeah.
He sends me great letter and like a pamphlet for like the area that they were in or some shit.
Wow.
But then there was this construction paper cutout heart, and it said, "I love Heart." Now in third grade, so 1983, 1984, if somebody gives you a heart, everybody's going to call you gay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And so I immediately, without even really understanding who Heart were, I was like, fuck Heart. I'm never listening to that band.
But you knew that much at the time that Heart was a band?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to think whatever was big at like right in that time. It was way before. It was before the fucked up one where like she gets pregnant and doesn't tell him and.
Oh yeah. All I want to do is make love to you. Yeah. You're probably going back to like These Dreams and What About Love.
Yeah, it was
that
probably
stuff. Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It was probably that, and it was like, but you know they had obviously already done Barracuda,
Right, yeah,
like
Magic
the rock
Man,
stuff, the real
yeah.
rock stuff had
Yep.
already happened. And then as I got older, I'm like, oh my god, they're fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, Nancy's so hot.
Oh.
And then she married Cameron Crowe, which I'm like, oh my god, another geek kind of like. Whenever I see somebody like that,
right?
Quentin Tarantino, Cameron Crowe, like it's like, yes, like one more for our team. Meanwhile, like all these athletes with their like supermodel wives and everything, you're like,
Yeah, but I don't know. She was in her prime. She was up there, man.
Oh, yeah.
She was up there ahead of a lot of supermodels in my book.
and they do a lot of Led Zeppelin covers.
Mm-hmm. Do.
The Battle of Evermore. There is, and I like Led Zeppelin, but I'm not like a crazy Led Zeppelin fan. I would rather hear the Wilson sisters do Battle of Evermore than listen to Led Zeppelin version.
Okay.
Because it's just...
Ann Wilson can sing anything.
Yeah.
She's tremendous.
And, you know, now if somebody were to send me a construction paper heart that I love
me
heart,
too.
no, I would throw it out before anybody saw it. I don't need that kind of stress in my life. I wish I had. This is something that I've been talking about lately, and I want to like get it into my act, but like it's just something that actually irritates me. When we were kids,
yes,
what got everybody to make fun of somebody or you or
well, anything embarrassing.
But like, if you were different, the people that got picked on were people that displayed something.
Yes.
That was different.
Yeah, okay.
And, oh, weirdo, all this stuff. In the last 35 years, we've gone from that, which conservatively, human beings have only been around for about 150,000 years. Anywhere from 150,000 to like 2 or 3 million. I truly believe 2 million, but let's say for 150,000 years, if you were different, you were ostracized, you were kicked out.
Agreed.
If you were like everybody else, you were one of the guys. And you were included, and people would actually be like, hey, let's get Jim. He likes to fucking drink and kill things. So now, and it's been for a few years now. It's not like this has just happened overnight. But I'd say in the last 10 years, the biggest insult that I find a lot of my friends throw around at people that they're really angry at is calling them basic.
No, I haven't experienced
You've never
that.
heard a basic bish and a basic bro?
Mm-mm.
There are videos that you could even watch, like whatever, the Will Ferrell comedy.
Funny or Die.
Funny or Die. Funny or Die, I know they made a couple of them where it's like a doctor who's breaking it to them that they are a basic bitch or a basic bro, and it's the one who plays the woman who plays the whacked out deputy on Reno 911.
Oh, I don't know.
Tall, thin. She used to be on the stage. She's been part of that group forever. But it's like if you're a woman and you drink a pumpkin spice latte, you're being basic. And you know the uniform, especially working at the farm, of the black leggings, usually like kind of a white or neutral top, and then a vest. And then they have like aviator sunglasses.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
They all look and UGG boots or whatever. Like it's like a uniform for middle-aged white women on Long Island.
Right.
They should put numbers on the back so we know who they are. But or what order they bat in. The so to call somebody who's basic. Oh, that friend of mine is basic. Mike. We're making fun of people. And actually, the other example I always use is my grandfather was left-handed. They used to beat the shit out of his left hand until he would use his right hand.
Right. Yeah, I've read stories about that. That wasn't going on when we were kids. But
No, it wasn't. But like you're natural. Like, it's a natural thing. And he's using his left hand, but. Mm-hmm. And so it ended up working out for him because he became ambidextrous because of it.
Cool.
So he is a switch hitter, played minor league ball in
I think you
Pennsylvania.
Told me that.
And like basic. Yeah, when I was a kid, I would have loved to have been basic, but I couldn't help be me, and people would shit on it for being like. I like heart, or not even like I didn't make that, and I remember being like, no, he sent it to me. I had no control over what he sent.
Yeah, but I think I would have been like, yeah, isn't this weird? This guy sent this to me. Like I would have been joining in, but you're right. They still would have made fun of me though.
And a basic bro would be like snapback, trucker's hat,
right?
Drinking a Bud Light.
Right. Yep.
So you see what I'm saying? Like there's this like these stereotypes,
stereotypical, right?
Which back then would have been like. I remember, I've asked my mom, "Hey, how do you want me to dress?" Like when I was sort of just discovering myself, and I truly believe fashion is one of the most important ways to express yourself when you're young.
Just when you're young?
More when you're young.
Oh,
than
more
when you're
young. Yes,
because when you're older, you are who you are, and you have the confidence. And
right.
Everything,
you don't care
whatever.
as much. Yeah.
And that's why, like you're showing who you are.
Right.
Like that's why music, based on what music you're into, that shows who you are.
Yep.
And when you're young, that's way more important than as you get older.
Yeah.
And the fucking, your music was better when I was a kid. Like. Yeah, because it was made for you.
Right.
Like, this music's not for you.
Right.
Just get by. Like that Super Bowl halftime show. Like so many people. Well, and they're all white middle-aged people.
That's right.
That I'm like, and listen, I'm not a huge fan of any of them, but I was like, oh, all right, it was the same as, and I'm not a huge fan of Aerosmith, seeing Aerosmith and being like, okay, whatever. like, let's get the fucking game. Oh, I did want to, because I wrote in the comments on Monday that I believe that they should not have a halftime show.
You did. I remember that.
Here is my reasoning.
Okay.
From Pee Wee football all the way up until the championship games.
Okay.
All of that football, which is most of football. The Super Bowl is one game a year.
Right.
The hundreds of thousands of other games that happen in a year.
Yeah.
All have, and this is one of the things that we like. George Carlin did his bit about baseball versus football.
Right.
Football, the amount of time, this is the amount of 15 minutes for a quarter. It's a 60-minute game. You know, they don't ever mess with that. It's a 60-minute game. You break here. You break for 15 minutes at halftime.
Right.
Your entire life as a football player, you get into your routine, and routines are extremely important for high-level athletes. Now you're in the Super Bowl. It's bad enough, the nerves for that. But now you get cold.
A half hour instead of 15.
It's double the amount of time. and so I came up with this when I was a kid because I'm like, the team that was hot usually then comes out cold.
And I'll give you that. It does, and it seemed that this year's Super Bowl seemed to have that, where LA came out, they were cold for a little while, and it looked like Cincinnati was going to take it for a long time.
Because you always hear the same stereotypical thing of like, you want to score right. If you score right before halftime, you can bring that energy
momentum
into the second.
right.
But that doesn't happen in that case.
But it's the Super Bowl. You're telling me that you could actually get cold in the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Really?
Because your body is conditioned to it.
Yeah, but then I would, and I'm not disagreeing. I'm just discussing. You come out, so a half hour later you come out. You're not getting that energy back, and that doesn't pump you right back up to where you were.
I don't think no. I much like in acting, the second act was like I always found was such a harder because you are comfortable. You're like you just and don't eat. You know, Billy Joel.
Right.
I heard an interview with him where he was.
He's
like,
from Hicksville.
Yeah.
What's worse, us saying Hicksville or calls from DJ?
Hitler.
Okay. Sorry. So doing a play and Billy Joel.
Yeah, and then Billy Joel is always like, "Don't eat," between. But like, I don't know. Like, there's something about the first time when you like with stepping out on stage, when you first step, that excitement and motivation and everything, and then you calm down. Like, I don't think that's. It's different. The last two Super Bowls are slightly different because both happened to be in the home stadium of one of the teams.
Right.
So there are fans there, but most Super Bowls that does not happen for.
Correct. Right.
So the last two you almost can't even use as this example, but the second half, you just look at it. Anybody who's hot in the first half is cold in the second half.
So are you're saying the halftime show should never happen?
Yeah, I don't. I think, you know what? They should have a couple of marching bands or something like that. Something that's like a traditional football thing. Like, I don't know. Like I don't see the benefit. I get that they're trying to get as many people to watch as possible.
Right.
But especially now in the age that we live in, with like the clips being posted on YouTube or whatever, those people aren't going to fucking watch. They're only going to watch that part.
Right.
So
you
get rid of it.
You know what I thought was a good idea. Kenny Freeberg says dwarf bowling would be a good idea. I would go for that. Oh, I see. Fremder said it first. They should.
Nah. Yeah, no. It's
Midget sports, right? Okay. Which I thought was really cool. I already forgot his name. The quarterback for Cincinnati,
Joe Burrow.
Thank you. They went for halftime. They have their meeting, whatever I don't know what they call it, but they halftime. He came back out and watched the halftime show. And he was just sitting on one of those golf carts that they drive around the field. And he just sat there, and he was loving every minute. Like when they showed him, he had a big smile on his face. He was kind of, dancing a little bit. That's a good way to keep the energy going. If you let them back out there, you had your team meeting, go back out and watch.
I would claim the opposite is true. I would say that, and it is unlikely if he's ever in that position ever again, will he go out and watch?
Right, because he ended up losing.
Right, because that's like focus. It's all routines are routine. Having a routine is about focus.
Yes,
so you can focus on what's important.
But relax. There's a fine line.
Well, there's
sometimes relaxing helps.
There's rest and there's relaxation.
All right, not relaxation, but getting that comfortable feeling where you're in the zone.
Nah, because it's like golf, right? I love golfing, and at the turn, I like having a sandwich. I do not like going into the snack bar and sitting at a picnic table or whatever.
Right.
To eat it. I like to get into the cart and we go and I'll take a bite. I'll go up and tee off. And the next, not because I find for myself, if I let myself dip, all of a sudden everything,
Right.
I can't even hit the ball.
What if Bosie's golfing with you?
Well, then I'm worried that he's going to fall over and hurt himself, and then we can't play the rest of golf. There was a friend of mine once who we went golfing, and we were out in Calverton, and he I don't know, like broke his leg, like really fucked up his knee, just walking down. They had these big like railroad tie steps that led up to a tee box, and we teed off, and now we're walking down them. I had already made it back down.
Yeah.
And I turn and I look, and he just goes over.
Wow.
And he's like, ah! And he was a heavy guy at the time. And yeah, we were like, fuck.
Wow.
We're on like,
that's weird.
I want to say the 13th or something like that. It's like a considerable amount of golf left to like,
walk it off.
Well, we couldn't. So we got him in the cart, and we drove back to the clubhouse and everything. We dicked out. But yeah, I was like, I really just want to stay and play. He was my ride, though, so.
Thank you, Rocket and Ken Friedberg, for the Billy Joel history. I don't know who Rocket is. Do you know who Rocket is?
Nope.
No. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes, maybe I'm the wrong guy to ask with doing theater, because I would always have that excitement to get on the stage. But I never got to a point where I was too comfortable where I would not have that energy anymore. I'm one of those guys that could do, like Eric always makes fun of me, because our murder mysteries, I could do them seven nights a week.
Right.
I mean, I would miss like the kids and stuff. But
yeah,
right. They're grown up now. Who cares? But yeah, I could easily do that 7 days a week if we were fortunate enough to have a residency or something, where like in New York City, where you people came every single night to see it. I could do that every day. I have that excitement of being on stage all the time. What?
Nothing.
What?
No, nothing. Have you ever, because this happened to me once, a fire alarm went off, and I think somebody just pulled it.
Okay.
And we were performing, and then.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's weird.
And then we went back in.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a buzzkill. That happened to Carrie Karavis when she filmed her special
really?
for Crackle. She was out there for like 10 minutes, and all of a sudden the smoke alarm started going off, and she tried to ignore it, and the theater said, sorry, but we can't ignore this. Her and the whole theater, they had to exit.
Right.
Came back in, and she had to pretend the show was starting all over again for the film crew.
Right.
I mean, yeah, that would be a buzzkill. Absolutely.
And to me, that's it lives in that area. is that this is not what's supposed to happen. This is not
Okay.
what
All right.
happens
All right.
every other game you've ever played in your life. Now we're gonna do this.
It's a Super Bowl. You're getting paid millions of dollars, and you're famous, and you're set for life. Suck it up.
I understand that, but
I'm joking.
I think it's ridiculous. Like the halftime show is when my friends and I used to go and get ice cream.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we would drive to Baskin Robbins.
Yeah, see, I'm the opposite. I would go during the game. Like, I'll see the highlights later. You know, most people are watching because of the boxes.
See, and that's I
unless it's the Giants, then I'd watch the whole thing. But
well, that's you're right.
Rocket wants to know how many Ramones songs you can name. Since you're wearing the Ramones shirt.
Blitzkrieg Bop.
Blitzkrieg Bop.
Rock and Roll High School. I Want to Live. Pet Cemetery. Bonzo Goes to Bitburg. Baby, I Love You. I Want to Be Sedated.
Of course.
I wanted to give some time before I got to that one.
You know, show that you know your Ramones.
Rock and Roll High School. Why
they covered the Who's Substitute or Can't Explain? I think it was Substitute. They covered that. Right. I think for a movie soundtrack or something.
Spider-Man.
The theme song?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
I know Aerosmith did it, but I never heard
it's
the Ramones.
fantastic.
Oh, I have to look for that.
Yes.
All
No,
right.
everybody, that's your homework assignment. Everybody.
Rocket, how many can you name? And you use Wikipedia for your Billy Joel history. Don't use it now. Just ram them in there.
Yeah.
What's going on this weekend? You playing any? You're performing anywhere? You doing anything?
No, it's funny. I was just talking to Billy about this earlier this week. Both of us.
Yeah.
The last 2 weeks did not have any shows scheduled.
I saw his name coming up for something.
He has shows scheduled this weekend.
Okay.
But I'm like, how did this happen? But there's, again, not many shows are happening. I don't really push myself out there. I mainly do John Butera shows. Or if anybody asks me, I'll be like, oh, yeah, I can do that. And but I'm not I'm not like most of the comics who are like sending emails, texts, calling, and being like, hey, can I get on your show? I think I'm about to do it because I've missed it.
Oh yeah, sure.
But I feel uneasy and weird for not having had shows.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, keep us updated on that. We're performing. We got a private thing in Jersey tomorrow night. That's it.
What's your thing in Jersey? It's private.
What's that from?
Nothing.
Oh.
It's just makes me laugh that would be something like it's a private thing.
All right. So before we go, we'll take this call.
All right.
You live on the air. Who's this?
Hey, what's up, Tony? I want to say have a good weekend.
Oh,
have a blessed weekend.
You too, pal. Thanks.
Take care.
Yeah. Oh, Tony.
Yep.
I'd like to come in and do another show. Do you mind?
Got to talk to the boss.
Because I'd like to do another one. That was really fun the last time.
Right. All right. We'll talk to the boss. See what she says.
All right. So you have a good weekend. I'll see you guys.
You
I'll
too.
See you guys April 1st.
Okay. Sounds good.
Make sure you do. Can you do a reservation for me, Tony?
Actually, I can't because you got to do them online.
Oh, Carlos said I want to have. I think I'm going to. Yeah, I think I'm going to have 4 people.
Okay. Yeah. You got to go govs.com. Govs.com is the website.
All right, no problem. I'll see you later, Tony. Have a good weekend.
You too.
too, Anthony. Have a good weekend, my man.
Peace, sucker. Okay. All right. In case you wanted an encore from DJ D Love, Rocket enjoyed the combo.
It's a DJ D Love triple shot.
Rocket says you cheated.
I totally cheated.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. Rocket said he saw the phone. Wow. I didn't even notice.
I absolutely cheated.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I knew most of those song titles.
Same here, but I know I'm bad when somebody goes, "Hey," I can never list off the things, and then after the fact, I'm like, so I
a buddy of mine hit me the other day. Name all the Beatles songs with harmonica. I think there were 16. I got 14.
Nice.
Yep. I'm bragging about my being a nerd.
One time my grandfather was like, name 5 countries that start with I.
5 countries that start with I.
It's not easy.
That's not easy at all.
No.
I can only think of Iceland off the top of my head.
Iceland, India.
Iraq.
Iraq, Iran.
Iran.
What's the fifth one? The fifth one's the one that fucks everybody up.
Is Uzbekistan.
No.
I have no idea.
Let's get you. You want to just give it a minute? Are you going to keep guessing?
No, go ahead.
We'll give it a minute and see if
all
anybody
right.
is going to be able to.
Rocket says he loves Andy. Look at that. You don't know who Rocket is?
No, I don't. Well, I don't know if I don't know. I also don't know if I know.
All right, what did we say? Iceland, Iraq, Iran, India.
I sweat. India.
iPhone.
I used to say, though, Iran, Iraq, I sweat.
And I ran.
I ran so away. I couldn't get away.
Is it something that I should know?
I don't know. That's weird because I try not to judge people for things that I know about that
Is
they
it
don't.
commonly known?
I think so, but I'll give you. You want me to give you the French version? The name, because it's not its name. It's not the same.
All right, go ahead then.
Côte d'Ivoire.
Oh, of course. No idea.
No French speakers out there? Francophones? Francophiles? Those are people that touch French people.
Is that right?
Like a pedophile touches children.
I failed French with a 36 in 7th grade. Got an 18 on the final.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so for all of you, we're not seeing any, so I will tell you it is Ivory Coast.
That's an actual country?
Yeah, in Africa. It's right on the...
Yeah, I know where it is. Yeah,
Côte d'Ivoire.
What was it?
Côte d'Ivoire.
As crazy as that may sound, I think that's how I've heard it before.
It may be. That's why I said I'll give you the
I
French.
always thought the Ivory Coast was like the nickname or something.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, no.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Chelsea had a really good their striker, Didier Drogba. Didier Drogba was from Ivory Coast.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, a little geography lesson before we sign off. All right. Well, so today is Friday. Top 5s with Don Sill tonight. He's got a good one tonight. He's got top 5 comedians turned actors. That's a good one. I mean, there's so many.
Kevin Pollak's number one.
Kevin Pollak's number one?
Kevin Pollak or Robin Williams.
I was thinking Robin Williams. And I'm thinking Michael Keaton's got to be in there. And Eddie Murphy. There's nothing gay about other men giving you a heart unless he gives you a heart in the fart.
I love that Fremder's on a different timeline. Like when I'm at home and I'm like, and then he's like writes something. It's like, all right.
Maybe he was sitting there all this time thinking, like, what rhymes with heart? Heart.
And I'm gonna
heart.
And I'm gonna misspell it too.
Right.
But only the first time. The second time I'll write it correct.
That's funny. All right. Yeah. Top 5 tonight with Don Sill. And then and that's it. And then we'll see you Monday morning. No Green Room show this weekend. We are returning next Saturday, the 26th. Don and I will be here. I don't know about Sallie. I don't know about Jeff. I don't know if you would like to come. But the show is happening. So Don and I will at least be here. That's when the Compound Media guys are performing. Anthony Cumia and Joe Curry and Don Jameson. Hoping they come in here.
Big J Okerson and some.
Is he part of that?
No.
Oh.
On one of the podcasts that he does, they actually mentioned how funny Fat J is.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, we were like, Billy
that's
told me,
cool.
and I'm like, oh my God, that's so awesome.
That's fantastic. So. And he is. He's a funny guy.
Oh, he really
Fat J.
is.
Yeah.
And he's he's even better friend.
Yeah, I haven't hung with him much, but when I have hung with him, I enjoy his company.
Yeah.
I think I told you, right? We played when we had that softball game against the blind softball team.
Yeah.
He was ragging on them the whole time, man. I was laughing my ass off, and he was loud about it. I'm playing the outfield. Well, everybody has to play the outfield. He was catching, and I can hear him from there just picking on these people. They're right next to him up at bat. He was going at them the whole game. At first, I'm like, who is doing that? Who's what? And
Tell me somebody else dressed you. I could just see like
like he would make fun of them if they missed the ball.
Yeah.
Like he was relentless. I mean, it was and everybody knew he was kidding. Nobody was getting upset.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. So that's great. I'm glad you told me that. Good for him. All right, we're out. Enjoy top 5 tonight, and then Sallie and I will see you on Monday. I don't know what we got going next week. I know Joe Pontillo is joining us on next Thursday.
He's coming in. But I'm sure we'll work out some other guests. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you Monday.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.